social and emotional skill built up in the field of education. We just know that the development of the brain in the children is connected with the neuroscience development, where as the brain develops, the thinking capacity would develop. As the thinking capacity develop, the child's knowledge would also just develop. And the understanding and the memory in power would also go in hand. So the neuroscience and the building of the cell, social and emotional learning skill development can go hand in hand. Each emotional skill, as we just know that for a stability, for a stable emotional learning capacity is required to have a happy atmosphere, enjoyable atmosphere in the learning set for the students. So in children, we know that we have to build or we have to make a specific balance of the emotional and the learning social skill, because the children are the part of the society, where we know that, see, for example, in the part of the children, if you just see, they have to just get the happiness. Okay, so for this, the brain, in the brain, for the happiness, we know that the specific endorphins, hormones is actually just responsible to create the happiness situation in the school environment, in the classroom environment. Then the teacher-student relationship, or even student-student relationship. From the teacher part, I would just say that the cell course is more important, because they have to go and undergo with the various modules which is actually provided by the organization of UNESCO MGIEP, because all the different 8 modules is related for the overall development of the social and emotional skill of both the children as well as for the teachers. Kindness, if we just see to the power of the kindness, it is actually related to the release of what dopamine hormone, which has been a specific the chemical reward for the pleasure. Dopamine is actually the chemical messenger or the transmitter which actually provides them the empathy as well as the kindness to the students and the teacher relationship. So more experience, as we just go over to the more experienced state or the more experienced levels, this is actually related to enhance to the experienced teacher should show the power of politeness, kindness, should study the children and their environment where they are coming, because certain children may show indiscipline in their classroom activity, in their classroom. That could be studied. So humans are actually the social, emotional beings, because their brain, their emotional excellence should actually go hand in hand with the measure which is actually just presented more as the toolkit. It should be just provided with the overall sense or the overall view of the emotional development also. So the policy that is actually just found, it should be incredible. The situation, it should be incredible with the power of opportunity that is provided, with the responsibility as well as the build-up of the peaceful and sustainable planning also. So the development of the social development, social sense of the development, it is actually the training sessions which could be trained. The brain should be trained to our level. So in any other situations, any other horror or any other sadness or any other heartbreaking situation, if the student should face, he should have the first and foremost, he should trace with the emotional balance, emotional, social and the emotional development. He should face the situation, how he could take over the challenge over that situation, how he could just boldly take decision making is actually considered to be the more important steps. the social and the emotional kids would actually just build up to remain the social and the emotional intelligence also the children. So it is actually the present of them, the separations as well as the acquisitions and the competence levels of this them to recognize and manage, first to recognize, later to manage the situation with the socially as well as the emotional being. This is actually just more, for example, caring and sharing in children. It should be developed because right from the nuclear family itself, we have to train our children with the developed state of the sharing and caring. So this brings a great effort or the great view in the school times as well as in the professional career also. So the cell is actually just addressed to the real life situations because morely the emotional balance we have to face beyond the academic excellence. Here we have to face in the real life situations. So how we would just take over that emotions, how we could have the emotional awareness of our the self awareness and also the consciousness. So based on the practical thinking, see the emotional balance in the real life situation, it just comes how we would enact to the particular situation, how we just take the particular issue and implement practically based on the situation, practically how we hold the situation. So for that we should have the cognitive power which is excluded with the personal period of and the person's strong belief which influences our society, which influences the child, in which atmosphere he is coming. So the overall view I will just tell for sustainable development as it is put forward by the UNESCO MJIEP program, the social emotional learning, self learning is more, it's the need of the hour and is an important for the students as well as the teachers of the hour for a balanced sustainable education also. Thank you. Have a nice day.